There was a time when if you wanted to be famous in music, you didn't just need a hit song. You needed to look good on television. And not just any television. You needed MTV. On August 1st, 1981, at exactly 12:01 a.m., something happened that would change music forever. A rocket launched into space on TV screens across America, echoing the imagery of the Apollo 11 moon landing. And then, a simple sentence played, "Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll." The first music video ever played on MTV was "Video Killed the Radio Star" by the Buggles. It wasn't just a clever song choice, it was a warning and a prophecy. Because from that moment on, music would never just be about sound again, it would be about image. Before MTV, artists were heard more than they were seen. Radio was king, album covers mattered, live performances mattered, but your face, your fashion, your dance moves, they were secondary. MTV changed that overnight. Suddenly, artists weren't just musicians, they were visual brands, personalities, icons. And if you understood the power of visuals, you didn't just survive, you dominated. No one understood that better than Michael Jackson. When Billie Jean was released in 1983, MTV initially hesitated to play it. At the time, the network heavily favored rock artists and was criticized for its lack of diversity. But once Billie Jean aired, everything shifted. The short film for Thriller later turned music videos into cinematic events. Streets shut down. People gathered around televisions. Music became spectacle, and MTV became the stage. Then came Madonna. She didn't just release songs, she engineered moments. Like a Virgin at the 1984 MTV Video Music Awards wasn't just a performance, it was cultural disruption. MTV amplified her rebellion, her fashion, her controversy, her evolution, and in return, she helped define the network's identity. The relationship was symbiotic. Artists needed MTV, MTV needed artists. In the 80s and early 90s, MTV wasn't just a channel, it was culture. It told you what to wear, what slang to use, what attitude was cool. It introduced the world to hip-hop in living rooms that had never heard it before. Shows like Yo! MTV Raps brought rap into mainstream America. Rock bands exploded. Pop stars became global phenomena. If your video premiered on MTV, you had arrived. Teenagers rushed home after school to catch Total Request live. Fans camped outside studios in Times Square. Boy bands battled for the #1 spot. Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Eminem, Christina Aguilera. The early 2000s were electric. TRL wasn't just a show, it was a battlefield. But here's the twist. The very thing that made MTV powerful also planted the seeds of its downfall. Music videos were expensive, very expensive. Record labels poured millions into productions. Some videos cost more than independent films. The pressure to go bigger, flashier, more shocking kept rising. And then, reality TV happened. In 1992, MTV launched The Real World. It was cheap to produce compared to music programming. It generated drama, ratings spiked, viewers stayed. Slowly, music programming started shrinking. At first, it was subtle. Fewer video blocks, more shows, then more reality series. Road Rules, Laguna Beach, Jersey Shore. By the mid-2000s, something strange was happening. The channel called music television barely played music. Viewers noticed, artists noticed, but the world was changing too. Because while MTV was pivoting toward reality TV, the internet was quietly preparing its takeover. In 2005, YouTube was launched. At first, it seemed harmless, a platform for funny clips and random uploads. But then something revolutionary happened. Artists started uploading their own music videos. Now you didn't need to wait for MTV to approve you. You didn't need to hope your video would be scheduled. You didn't need to call into TRL and vote. You just clicked. The gatekeeper was gone. Viral culture replaced programmed culture. Justin Bieber was discovered on YouTube. Soulja Boy built a movement online. Independent artists bypassed television entirely. By the 2000 teens, streaming numbers mattered more than video countdown rankings. MTV had lost its monopoly. But here's the deeper question. Did MTV fall, or did it complete its mission? Because think about it. Before MTV, visuals didn't dominate music. After MTV, visuals became inseparable from music. Today, TikTok dances break songs. Instagram aesthetics define eras. Artists curate entire visual identities online. That blueprint, MTV built it. Even the concept of the music video premiere evolved into YouTube countdowns and live stream debuts. The DNA is still there, but the magic of waiting after school to see your favorite artist's new video, that communal experience, that shared cultural clock, MTV was never just a channel. It was a mirror of youth culture, and youth culture never stays still. It mutates, it reinvents itself, it moves platforms. In the 80s, rebellion looked like leather jackets and electric guitars on television. In the 90s, it looked like hip-hop breaking into suburban homes. In the 2000s, it looked like pop icons dominating countdown shows. Today, rebellion looks like viral TikTok trends and bedroom artists going platinum without a label. Different platform, same energy. MTV taught the world that image matters, that presentation amplifies sound, that storytelling around music can elevate it from entertainment to mythology. Even now, when an artist releases a carefully crafted visual album, when award show performances trend globally, when fans debate iconic moments years later, the DNA traces back to that first rocket launch in 1981. MTV didn't die overnight, it faded, not with a dramatic collapse, but with a slow shift in relevance. And yet, if you close your eyes and think about the first time you saw your favorite artist on television, the first video that changed how you felt about a song, chances are MTV was involved. It was messy, it was controversial, it was revolutionary. It changed fashion, it changed marketing, it changed fame, and most importantly, it changed music forever. MTV didn't just play music, it turned musicians into legends. And maybe that's why it still matters. Because even if the channel changed, the blueprint it created is still running the industry today. The question isn't what happened to MTV. The question is, what happened to the feeling? That feeling of collective excitement, of shared culture, of music being bigger than an app. Maybe MTV didn't disappear. Maybe we outgrew the television. And maybe one day, we'll miss the era when the whole world pressed play at the same time. If you find today's video helpful, please kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching.